Alrighty, guys, welcome back to your boy Motorman Dan, and today we're going to be talking about the Decoy, everybody's favorite trap. Now, this used to be the joke item that you'd bring in your hotbar until the Ox Satchel came out. So the Decoy attracts enemies until destroyed, does physical damage upon destruction. If you played the previous games, Orcs Must Die 2 and 1? I don't know if it's in 1, I don't remember. It came back. You could resurrect it, I believe. Can't do that here. So once it's gone for good. Okay. It deals 2,000 damage, or you have to deal 2,000 damage with it. The level upgrade is to increase the health. The unique upgrades is to increase explosion radius and damage, or bleed enemies that attack the Decoy. This is a relatively low tier trap, I think on a lot of people's tier lists. Due to general mechanics in the game, making it hard to use realistically. So my first question to you guys is, how do you think it can be buffed? What ideas would you have to buff it? You know, some ideas might be it comes back like the archers. The archers now regenerate, so maybe they could regenerate as well. Personally, I would just like to see them tankier. I'd like to see them maybe with double health, 500-600 health maybe. Since they don't come back, you know, and they don't regenerate, other than go breaks, I guess. Or if you maybe use the trap reset trinket, they'd come back. Because like the boom barrels that you attack in the ceiling do. Maybe another idea would be like your passives, the trinket passives that apply to you also apply to this. So if you have the Jar of Ghost and you have the lightning ring, or I guess the lightning ring wouldn't really, but if you have the Jar of Ghost and you have the Cyclopean Gaze and you have the healing trinket, so the healing trinket will give you bonus health and regeneration, it'll do that for the Decoy as well. As will the reptilian carapace it gives you damage reduction. It would give the Decoy damage reduction as well. And so you can kind of play into the whole, you're bringing trinkets to buff your Decoy, and then you can play with decoys. Maybe, I don't know. Those are just ideas. So you tell me if you have any ideas on how to make it better, because it really is suffering quite a bit in the eyes of the beholder. Let's move on to the game files. So explosion radius is 450. That is 3 grid squares. Grid square is the size of a decoy or an archer. The archer footprint, and so you just 3 archers across, and that's the size of the explosion. Primary damage is 200 for the explosion. Trap Protos. No cooldowns, nothing like that. Cost 550. Base health is 125. And that's it. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to unlock because you unlock it after you complete Master's Courtyard. The upgrades. You have increased health by 25, taking it to 150. Another 25, taking it to 175. And 50, taking it to 225. So it has 225 health to survive. Okay. The unique upgrade 1 is increased explosion radius and damage. So the damage goes up by 50, making the damage to 250. And then the radius goes up by 0.66 grid squares. So it goes from 3 to 3.66. It's okay, I guess. And the other upgrade is bleeds enemies that attack Decoy. It uses the value of Decoy Bleed. I believe that's all we're going to see here. Okay, Decoy Bleed is, I believe, it's more damage, 1 more damage per second than most bleed, which it sits at 3 seconds, 8 damage per second. If we look up other bleed, it's like the short sword bleed. He has 8 for 3 as well. Saw blade launcher bleed. So the saw blade launcher bleed is 7 for 3. So there is a difference. Some of the items will be 7. There may even be something for 6. But for the Decoy bleed, it's a better version of bleed, but it's only by 3 total damage. So I mean, is it really that much better? I don't know. But yeah, that's all there is to say about it. Now let's go ahead and jump into a game and talk about maybe the only way that you could probably, why you would want to use it, I guess. And this idea came from Behemoth, who played around with it. I suggest checking him out. He still makes Orcs content all the time. He's a very good player. Check out Behemoth. But we're going to look up. We're going to look at the decoy in action. All right, so here we have the saw blade launcher, and as you just saw, the ghost of the saw blade actually bounces on decoys. How can we use this to our advantage? Well, let me show you, young Padawans. We're gonna need a little bit more cash. So you notice how this is hitting that and going backwards. Let me get some cash here. This is on apprentice mode, so it's gonna be easy. We're not gonna worry about death or whatever, really. We just need enough for 2 decoys, and we're gonna get that. So I will be back with you when we actually have everything we need to have set up. All right, we have everything we need to have set up. Now let's watch what happens with these saw blades. Notice where the decoys are. They're around the corner. Check this out. That's not bad. That is a good, that's a really beautiful bounce, okay? That really is a good bounce. The problem with decoys oftentimes is enemy TNT archers that will, or enemy no grenadiers that will target these guys, and they will do explosion damage, hurting your barricades if they're next to your barricades. But if you have a situation where you can run saw blade launchers and there's nobody who's going to do collateral damage to the barricades, then you might run this. And as a matter of fact, some of the tipping the scales, a lot of the tipping the scale stuff, is low health enemies that the saw blade launcher works really well on, that don't have any barricade exploders other than sappers, but sappers will do it anyways. And so running decoys may not be the worst thing in the world. One of the issues is archers actually killing them. They could drop their shot and hit the barricade as well, if you have like an elevation difference. But you can also they can also just die to enemy archers, and that kind of sucks, you know, because enemy archers don't attack, move, they just attack until it's like dead. So that's a little unfortunate, you know. And gnolls can come up from behind him or off to the side, and so they can become generally unaffected by other traps if you have other traps placed elsewhere. So you kind of have to protect your decoys, and by that point, it's already an investment to a trap that will blow up. and so if you rely on it for your kill box, solely rely on the decoy, you're going to be let down because they're going to die, and you're going to have to be there to replace them, so you might as well just not use them in the first place, which I think is really where a lot of people have a problem with the decoy, is that you might as well not use them. It's just better not to, basically. It's better not to. So anyways, but you know, you let me know if you use them and you think they're the greatest thing in the world. Let me know why. Let me know how you use them, and maybe we can start using them a little differently, a little better. I don't know. We'll see. That being said, guys, as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and stream with you on Twitch, and I will see you on the flip side. Deuces.